If you have bad video, it's probably not because of your camera. Having a good camera helps, and knowing how to use that camera can help even more. However, that's not what's going to save you when you're making a video. Instead, what you should focus on is having decent sound design and solid lighting. In this video, I'm showing you exactly how to do that by setting up this shot right here. Let's get into it. Was that cool? The transition, did it like... Okay, so obviously this shot looks pretty bad. The camera settings are all messed up. There's overhead lighting and just everything kind of sucks. Okay, so the first thing we're actually going to do to fix this shot is actually change the audio, and here's why. In a video, if you have really high quality video, however the audio sucks, then people are not going to be as interested in watching as long. However, the other side of that is if the audio is really crisp and clean and sounds good, even if the visuals are bad, as long as they're interested in what the video is about, then they're a lot more likely to stay to the video. That's because audio is so important. So the first thing we're going to do is actually put a shotgun mic up here pointing down on me, and that's going to make the audio 10 times better. Because right now I'm using the camera audio and that does not sound as good. So let's hook up the microphone first. So now that the audio is sounding a lot better and much more crisp, what we're going to do is change the camera settings to where it looks a lot better. I have the f-stop way too high up, the white balance is way too low, and also the ISO is super high as well to make up for the fact that the f-stop is so low. The f-stop basically decides how much light enters your camera lens, and if you have a really high f-stop, then it's going to be a lot darker and you're not going to get a blurry background. Right now it's really dark in here and we really want a blurry background, so what we're going to do is fix all the camera settings and put the f-stop a lot lower. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so this is already looking a lot better. I put the white balance to 5600 Kelvin because that's what the main light is hitting me with, and then I went ahead and turned the ISO down to my camera's base ISO of 800, and then the shutter stayed the same. Now that I have all of that set up, what we're going to do is fix a lot of the main lighting, and then one step, this is going to look so much better. What we're going to do is turn off the ceiling lights, and then I'm going to move my main key light 45 degrees that way. That's going to put a harsh shadow on this side, and it's going to make the shot look a lot more interesting. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so this is what the shot looks like without any lights whatsoever aside from my key light. As you can see, it looks a lot more professional. However, what I'm going to do is take the key light and now move it a little bit this way. And now we're going to compare the two shots that I'm about to get. Okay, so now that this light is moved 45 degrees this way, when comparing the two shots, it looks a lot better. I think that the shadow on this side gives it a little bit more contrast, and while the shot before where it's just the key light looks good, I definitely prefer this shot a lot more. Now, one thing I'm noticing about the shot now is that the background looks completely empty. Now, sometimes that's a good thing. However, for the shot to look as cinematic as possible, I definitely think I want to add some practicals in the background, and then we're going to do another thing after that. Okay, so now that I have the practicals in this shot, I think it looks a lot better. It definitely fills the background up and it makes it look more interesting. One thing to note though is that this light right here that's hitting me is a cool color temperature, it's 5600 Kelvin, and then the lights in the background are a lot warmer temperature. If the background lights were also a cool color, then you wouldn't really get that degree of separation. Now, there's one more thing that I want to do, and this is definitely optional. However, I want to add a hair light on this side of me right there. I'm going to make it the same color temperature as the light back there, and that's going to kind of help bring the shot together. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And there we go. I think the hair light adds a lot to the scene, and I definitely think it helps a lot. One more thing I want to do is actually bring this shot in a little bit more, and I think that's going to make the background a little bit more blurry. And there you go, a really simple way to get a cinematic shot with your camera. Now, one thing I would love to say before you guys click off of this video is that if you actually watch to the end of this video, then I think that means that you probably maybe like my content. So if you do like my content, then I suggest that you either watch this video right here or you subscribe with this button right here. Click it. I made it pop up when I did the motion of that, and it just popped and it appeared, and it's because I want you to click it, okay? So just click this right here, the circle right here, click the circle, and that's just gonna make me really happy, okay? And also, if you subscribe, then I'll buy a weasel. So like, it's a win-win, I think. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all later. God bless.